So, hi everyone. Happy Neuro Pride Day. And to celebrate Neuro Pride Day, one of our interviews this year is with the amazing Octocon. And we have David here representing Octocon. So, David, would you like to tell me a bit about yourself and your involvement with Octocon?
Yeah, sure. Thanks for having us on. First of all, yeah. So I am David Green. So first, but I'm autistic, which is probably why I put my hand up as soon as it said it. I was like, oh yeah, I'll do this. It'd be great. Um, I'm a fantasy writer. So I kind of got involved with Octocon. Um, Mainly through that at first. It was kind of like, great to see somewhere in Ireland that had a convention for like, science fiction and fantasy. Um, and everyone there is really, really nice who help who help run it. The whole committee is really, really welcoming. I knew a few people from like conventions here and there. And they just, they're always looking for volunteers, which is great. Volunteers for the committee side of it, volunteers for the actual days of the convention. So yeah, I volunteered to help. So the first year I was doing the fan tables, which is we have like a little section where we have like tables for other conventions where you can come and kind of, or like, societies or whatever. Um, where people can come up and talk to them and find out a little bit about what they do and all that kind of stuff. And then this year, I'm still doing that, but I'm also looking after the trade hall as well, which is where, we get all the people that like, I was in the trade hall last year selling my books. So we have like booksellers and we have like comic book sellers and we have people that make dice for D&D and all different like kind of little things like like leather bags for them, dice trays, all sorts of stuff. There's the trade hall is really, really cool. So I'm very happy to be looking after that this year.
Amazing. So you're after saying a bit about Octocon there itself, but is there anything else you think people need to know about Octocon?
Yeah, so it's a really great convention. Like it's a really, really cozy convention actually. And what I think it's great for neurodivergent people in particular is that there's a lot of us on the committee. So, it kind of we kind of a lot of things that neurodivergent people might be kind of concerned about or worried about or anxious about going to a convention. We thought of it because we're also feeling those same feelings about these kind of things. So, I mean, first of all, it's like it's a great place for fandom. But anyone who loves speculative fiction, anyone that loves comics, anyone that loves Doctor Who, Star Trek, Lord of the Rings, anything like that, anything anywhere in between, it's great. It's great for that, and we're trying to be very, very welcoming. Um, I say the convention itself is quite cozy, and we try to be very, very respectful of sensory overload. Um, so the trade hall is very, very accessible. And it's not boisterous, and it's not a huge amount of tables in there as well. So we try not to have like noise and noise and noise. People can go in and kind of browse and have fun in there. And we also have quiet rooms as well. So if there is a point where someone needs to just go for a break and they may not be staying on site or anything like that, there's rooms where people can go and kind of just chill out and take the time that they need. What we also do as well, and we did it last year and before, and we'll did it again this year, is we do a lot of paneling that is specifically about neurodiversity in speculative fiction. So be that as for readers, be it for writers or creators or representation of neurodiversity. We do a lot of programming for that because it's something that we're all interested in and passionate about. Um, so yeah, and if anyone has any ideas that they'd like to see, um, we're always open to suggestions as well. So long as it's not like the day before the convention starts, we'll try and fit it in.
There, and the convention happens in October. Whereabouts is it?
Yeah, so it's I get the exact date so I don't get it wrong. So it's October 5th and 6th this year, and it's at the Gibson Hotel in Dublin.
Amazing. And you normally have some online program as well since, yeah. Oh,
Yeah. So, but there's various different tiers of tickets that you can get. So we have at the minute we have so it's called a membership because like you help with those kind of run the convention. So we have membership for the whole weekend at the minute at various different pricing tiers depending on age and circumstances. And then we also have and we will have like day tickets close to the time as well. But we also have virtual tickets where most of the we'll have one of the main panel rooms where all of that content will be streamed online, and it was quite successful last year. And I think obviously during the lockdown we did one. It's before my time, but it was completely virtual, so we've got experience in doing it that way.
amazing. That helps really with accessibility for so many people. Um, and so this year's we every year we pick a theme for Neuro Pride Day. This year is about passion. And well, yes, you're talking about Octocon. Can I ask what you're passionate about?
Oh dear, how long have you got? Oh God. Well, I'm a fantasy writer, so I love writing. I love reading, but my main passion is probably maps. I love maps. I love making maps. I love drawing them. I love looking at them. I've written a book about a map maker. Um, so yeah, maps is something that I love. If anyone sees me and talks to me about maps or just brings me a book of maps, we'll get on so well.
Amazing. I love it. You're not the first person I've talked to about neurodivergent passions that their thing was maps. So I love it so much. And just because you've mentioned that you're an author, Neuro Pride, any of you that are used to us, you know about our book club. Our well, realistically, it's a book show and tell. We don't set an assigned book, so we're always keen to hear about new authors. Is there any of your books that you would particularly recommend people go look up?
Um, there's one that's hopefully coming out at some point that is about my map maker who is autistic as well, which is called Magic Maps and Mischief. It's on submission at the moment, and I'm really but the one that's probably got the most kind of neurodivergent representation is one called Beyond Sundered Seas, and that was probably it's probably my favorite book that I've written that's out of mine. So yeah.
Amazing. Thank you. So, if people want to find out more about Octocon, get tickets for Octocon, all that jazz, where do they look up?
Okay, so the website is 2024.octocon.com. You can just Google Octocon 2024 and it should be the first thing that comes up. If not, there's something very, very fishy going on. That's no pun intended with Octocon and the Octopus. And we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're on our socials as Octocon. And you can email us directly if you've got any questions that you'd like to ask us on accessibility@octocon.com.
Amazing. Now, before I do say goodbye to you, is there anything else that you would like to say that you're like, oh, I never had an opportunity because this?
I don't think so, but hopefully, if people listening do want to come to Octocon, want to come and check it out, please do. We're really, really welcoming. We always love having new people when it's the first year at Octocon as well. And if you do come and say hello if you recognize me, and I'll show you around.
I myself am hoping to actually make it this year. I haven't been able to make it to a year so far, but hopefully this year will be the one because I have several friends on the committee. But looking forward to and thank you so much for providing a convention that is so accessible. I know from anybody that's gone to it, it is so accessible. I have loads of friends, like loads of friends on the con scene, and this is the one that people rave about in terms of accessibility. So thank you to you and the rest of the community and all before yous that made Octocon what it is today.
Thanks so much. That's really lovely to hear.
Thank you.